And then there were 9 of them. I think that's what number we're on, right? I hope I didn't drop the ball right out of the gate. Yeah.
However many this is, we are on this.
The last single-digit one ever, unless we factory reset. Men in Black style.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to prestige myself, so we might have to once we hit 50.
Yeah, dude.
55. Sorry, yeah. 55. But yeah,
Season 2, Episode 1.
That would actually be really funny. I'm gonna keep that in the back of the pocket. We might. Everybody pay attention to Season 2, 2026.
That actually wouldn't be hard for us to do because we started this at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So it'd be real easy to keep track of. It'd just be the first one of next year.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
We could just start numbering them wrong just to throw people off. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
I don't think anybody pays attention to the number to begin with. So
I think you're right.
I think it would just confuse me.
I don't even think we say the number whenever we get on here.
Just at the beginning, and that's it. And I think we might not even say episode this. We might just say...
We might just say the number some point. We have a theme every number. I like it. We're figuring things out as we go. It's a good old workshop.
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and kick us off, dude. The first thing we always do. What did your week consist of? What did you get cracking on this past 7 days?
What did I do? Man, I worked normal, regular work stuff. A few events. That was pretty cool. Absolutely nothing. I did absolutely nothing this weekend. I went out 3 or 4 times in less than a 24-hour period in every direction of the state almost, looking for baby formula, and no place had any. So that sucked really bad. But I did find a toy I liked, so that was cool.
There you go. You got at least a win.
Yeah, got a W there. Got a W for some nephew's birthday presents. Yeah, no, that's about it. Just real quick, just because I'm on it and I'll forget. You know what? Anybody that's a parent out there that's babies on formula, yeah, this shit sucks, man. Holy, the amount of money that you spend, and then the fact that like you end up running out, and it's. If it wasn't for our in-laws, like, me and Faith would, well, actually, I'm going to be honest, me and Faith would be fine. Layla would be screwed.
I thought you were going to say that you would start, like, stealing it from people or something, but...
I never see anybody else. I have never seen another person buy, even though it's a common formula, the formula that Layla gets, anytime I'm at a store. Like, I'm the only person to be there to get that. So, I can't really, unless I just hide out there, but... Yeah. But yeah, not really much going on. Got a lot more going on here this coming week and this weekend. So hopefully next week's recap will be a little more eventful.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm in the same boat. I had an extraordinarily normal week. Finally, I think I've been waiting on one. You know, I wasn't really that sick. I don't think my ear was bugging me a little bit, but that's cleared up. I feel good. Finally for the first time in like a month. Like, I've been doing this show in my entire life on, like, 40% or less battery for the past, like, 30 days plus. So, yeah, I feel good. I feel good, finally. It's nice.
Good. Are you adjusting to home good, or, like, your new place good?
Yeah, I still don't have everything set up the way I want it. I'd like an office. I'm just sitting awkwardly in the middle of my living room, like, opposite the door, so I can see somebody come in. But
yeah,
I have a spare room too. I just don't have it like organized with anything in it. I need curtains. I need blinds. It's a whole mess. I've just kind of just ignored the extra room. It's a 2-bedroom place, and one of them is just like storage.
That's awesome though.
Yeah,
that's awesing. I'm glad it's not too bad though. That's good that it's a 2-bedroom place. That's freaking. This is a 2-bedroom place, but. Currently recording in my daughter's studio, so...
In your defense, it was yours first. I was there. That used to be the activity room.
It was. And then before my activity room, it was Kelsey's bedroom.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot she used to live there, yeah.
Yeah, so I should probably call her and make sure it's okay that I use this to record in. I didn't really even think to ask. That was a little rude. I'll get on that. Sorry, Kelsey.
You know what? You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. It happens.
You can call it even because she had a kid that has my first name, so.
Oh, there we go. Makes it even for the podcast.
That's a trade. We made that trade long term.
Yep.
Yep.
I can see your name right here, and it does in fact match the name of the kid.
At least the first name. Yeah, at least the first name. Maybe not the last name.
I didn't even see the last name. I'm only able to see 5 letters at a time, so I was having really hard trouble. Yeah. Well, I can't even see my full name. I just see
you just I.
I just see just I, and then I'm Nimmers on.
There you go.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah,
that's how it goes. How the ladle flips, as the chef once said.
He might have, if you asked the right chef.
I'm gonna say it later, and I'm gonna call myself a chef, so nobody can call me a liar. Fact check me on that.
Okay.
You should also go around calling yourself a doctor and a police officer.
The doctor part I like, because I'll get respect. The police officer, I will lose respect. And nothing against police officers themselves, but that's not my career choice. So I'm good. Just call me a doctor. I didn't say in what, so like I could get away with it.
Yeah. I think that's how it works. Yeah, you're not as long as you're not like a physician.
No, and I'm not. I think if you were
there's
looking
all
at my
the disclaimer
degree,
you need.
Yeah, no physician at all. It's an honorary doctorate in like longevity. So, yeah, doctorate in longevity.
And store ownership.
And store, yeah. I have permanent store. I have you know what? I have an honorary doctorate. You're right. I like that. I have an honorary doctorate in store.
You're a
store
Hall of Fame shopkeep, yeah.
Hall of Fame shopkeep.
Yeah.
I love that term. You know what? Bro, for all my shopkeeps out there that ever see this, keep up the work, because we know you're only doing it to get through the period of your life.
Yeah.
Better times are coming, I promise.
Yeah. That's true, unless they're not.
Unless they're not, and then, well, keep listening to the Backroad Banter Podcast.
Yeah,
baby.
Either way. Yeah, you can listen to it from jail if you want to. We didn't tell you to do anything.
No, I know you get YouTube in jail, so.
Yeah, and if you're not, then you probably did something bad.
Yeah, probably don't want you to watch my podcast then. So don't watch my podcast. Oh, well, yeah.
I was trying to think of some examples as to who we wouldn't want to watch it, but they're all dead. I was gonna.
Yeah, there's not really. I'm open to anybody. I like fandom, and I'm excited to see the type of people that I might attract, and I might be attracted to.
I tell you what, dude, I'm not excited for Aaron Hernandez to be waiting for me at the gates of hell. That's not gonna be
that's
good.
your mistake. I already reserved my spot in heaven, so I ain't going there.
Oh, you made a reservation? That's sweet.
Oh yeah, dude, you gotta call. You gotta get on that list at least 50 years ahead of time.
You gotta call ahead.
Yeah. If not, you get special. If you don't reserve your spot, somewhere in the fine print it says that you basically have to do a Make-A-Wish challenge, and that's the only other way to really slide in there.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, everybody, go out and reserve your spots today.
Oh man,
Oh,
I don't.
That's too funny.
I'm trying to find something on my list so we can cut away from this. I'll talk instead of talking about bad people. I'll talk about a bad thing that happened to a person that I think is kind of a good person, kind of a jackass. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you saw Did you see the LeVar Ball thing?
Bro, I did.
It's so awful, man. I feel so bad for
Yeah.
that guy. I used to back whenever I was younger and whenever the Ball brothers were just coming up, I thought this guy was just a hot-headed fucking idiot. And then I kind of got older and I was like, no, that's just a dude that fucking believed in his kids, man. I can't knock him for that. He might have been a little obnoxious about it, but he's just a dude that had faith in his kids.
Yep, that is actually my exact outlook on him now. I used to hate on him so hard for various reasons, mainly because of exactly what you said. He had such a big head, and to have one for 3 kids plus yourself, it was just he was in the news for too much of his mindset and not enough of his actual kids doing anything. But now, from one being a father myself and being like, man, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. I'm going to do everything I can to like blow Layla up to make sure she has the most self-confidence to become the most successful person she can.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the dude was right.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, he was not wrong. Yeah. His kids are fucking good at basketball, especially LaMelo. LaMelo's crazy good at basketball. And he was the one that I used to like shit on the most because I was like, oh, he's not gonna do all this shit when he turns pro. Like it's not gonna work like this. And then I was wrong because it does work like that, and it still is. He's very good.
Yep, absolutely.
Lonzo Ball was good too. He was his like own version of good. He wasn't that kind. He was like point guard good. You know what I mean? Like kind of like just textbook passer. And then he got hurt and didn't play basketball for like 2-3 years, which that kind of sucked. He's back now though, I believe. Unless he got hurt again, but I mean he came back this season.
I think he is. I think he is back. Yeah.
In Chicago, right?
Yeah, they're on fire. I don't at all like LiAngelo, and I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, yeah, one song might be good. He doesn't deserve all the face he's getting. But and it's not even that good of a song. It's just like you're comparing him to the kid that got arrested for stealing in China on a basketball trip. So like, yeah, compared to that kid that failed out of the NBA. Yeah, he's very successful, and compared to a normal person, he's very successful. But in terms of basketball stance, yeah, it's crazy that both his older and younger brother are balling out right now.
Yeah, it's nuts. That was I guess we didn't say what happened to LeVar Ball in case nobody noticed. I guess if you don't know who LeVar Ball is, you don't give a shit. But yeah, he got his leg amputated. He had some kind of I don't remember what it was. What was it?
It was. Like I don't either. It was a really quick. It was discovered, and then 2 days later, he had it amputated. Basically,
so that sucks ass. But one thing I saw like was the picture of him was like right after it happened was just him and like one of his kids. I forget which one. I think it was LaMelo. It might have been all of them. I don't remember. But it was just him. And he was sitting there smiling. I was like, damn, fucking you can't break that guy. I guess I got to respect that. That's.
Well, I
feel bad for him, but.
I feel bad for him for losing his foot, but of course he's not. Do you realize he's surrounded by losing his foot? He's not a star player. He's got no deals.
Yeah.
He has a failed shoe brand.
Yeah.
But his sons, man, take both my feet in my hands if my sons are going to be living my name and doing what they are. Yeah, you couldn't take that smile off me either.
No,
he wouldn't have thought about it.
Dude still won. You know what I mean? Yep, he still won.
Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. That's good news, dude. That is good news. Good to bring that up. I saw it, didn't think to bring it up just because my opinions on him haven't changed because, like, all those things that we just talked about are true about him. He is still way too arrogant, way too loudmouthy, and he has no professionalism. And... Like, I know that I'm on a podcast. I'm on my podcast, so I'm not being professional. But if you ever see me in a workplace or if you see me in a public setting, like I'm not being professional, but I'm being genuine. And I don't think he's being genuine. I think he's a loudmouth, kind of like you said earlier. He's just,
He I just like, I didn't hate him once I stopped like hearing from and about him, which like it died down. It really did.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. I had no opinion of the dude.
It was before they were all in the NBA was whenever his talking was at its peak. And then they all got there and then he kind of just shut up.
Which is the right thing to do.
Yeah, but I mean honestly, he got a lot of eyes on his kids and a lot more people like wanted them on the team, whether they're already good or not.
Yeah.
Like people wanted them there, made a name for him. And then they proceeded to live up to the hype, I guess.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, he just hyped the shit out of him. People, if they would have ended up sucking, people would have made a lot of fun of him.
Yeah, I was probably prepared to. I would be right now. I would have at least one time. Well, actually, I probably would have right now because him getting his foot amputated would have gotten in the news, and I'd be like, man, you're talking all this stuff about your kids, and where are they now? But realistically, Lonzo's our age, so he's...
He is, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's only a couple... He might even be younger than me, but I think he's a couple days older than me. I think he's between me and you.
I think you're right.
But yeah, so very, very successful, very good, good for them. Sorry for LeVar.
Yeah, that sucks.
Whatever though. That's what happens whenever you don't milk your goats, people. You got to get out there. They get fat, they turn over, and then an infection happens, and your goats need amputated.
That could be right.
I've seen it happen. I hate to see it happen to anybody else, though. So that's why I'm giving a little PSA to everybody.
Always milk your goats. Huh?
Always milk your goats.
That's
This
pretty
doesn't
good.
have to do with goats, but this has to do with last week's podcast. So if anybody didn't watch episode 8, go and watch that one, and then watch all our other ones that are there.
And then watch this one again.
Yeah, and then watch this one again for me, please, or at least this part, because well, we were just talking there last week. I'll just get right into it. We're talking there last week, and I had mentioned cocaine hamsters. And I was like, man, I think I brought it up, like, how much power can you get out of a hamster on cocaine? So I did the math. Okay. So, first of all, I'd have something to compare it to. And the power of our hamster is really going to do me no good if it's not going to be able to generate me anything with that energy used. So, I need to figure out, first of all, by comparison, are hamsters times X equals 50cc engine. And the reason I chose 50cc is because it is the anything higher, and I believe you have to get it like road legal. So I want these hamsters to be legal on the road, but not be registered, because I don't want them to know. So I'll just do the breakdown here. So first of all, I needed to know how much horsepower is in 50cc, because that's what I wanted to convert to, because hamster power to horsepower would be really funny. There is 3.5 horsepower in 50cc.
Okay.
I believe that. That's my math. So hamsters run an average of 5 to 8 miles an hour. In one night, they can run 6 to 9 miles. That's pretty impressive. On a little wheel. That's what they have to measure them on, obviously. They're not out there freaking freewheeling it out in the ocean, seeing how many nautical miles it's traveled or anything. But yeah, so that's how fast and how far the hamster can travel in a night. Not relevant, but I wanted to find out, so I found out. But the power that they have, I'm not going to go into it in detail, but it basically equals 1,000 hamsters equals a quarter horsepower, which is fucking crazy. Crazy. Because then you also have to think about space. The space to fill up those hamsters. How am I going to get 1,000 hamsters equaling a quarter of a horsepower into any sort of engine or wheel for them to power me to go? So I'm already in a little bit, that's the first wrench. So times a quarter, we need 3.5, and if a quarter is 1,000, so we're going to multiply. I need 14,000 fucking hamsters, everybody.
For one horse?
For one horse.
Huh.
For my road legal but not state registered hamster powered vehicle. But here's the thing: we have to go back to the original equation of how many cocaine fueled hamsters could do that. Well, it turns out that whenever they were, in most of the cases, whenever the hamster drug administering was done, they were giving them 0.5 milligram at a time and seeing their aggression output. Well, they never really tracked anything. But I'm just going to go on what I've seen crackheads and cokeheads do online and say that their energy output is 40% greater than ours. So,
I wouldn't disagree with that.
So, anyways, my math comes out to like 8,000 hamsters. I need 8,000 cocaine-fueled hamsters to equal one moped to get me to and from work.
You wouldn't need very much cocaine per hamster either.
No, 50. No. I don't know how many milligrams. 0.5 milligram per one in my work. It kind of goes into it a little bit. In a night, they can travel 9 miles or whatever it was that I said, up to 9 miles, at 5 to 6 miles an hour. I'm only quarter mile from my work.
Okay, yeah.
So even at them traveling at a slow pace, I'm the only person that's traveling on a cocaine-fueled 8,000 hamster vehicle. So, like, really, I'm not making up time, but I'm making records. So,
yeah, dude, nobody else would be able to say that. You would be saving gas money, too.
Yeah, I do believe that I will be the next Bob Lazar once I am able to accomplish this, and S7 in Area 51 will be knocking on my door, and then that will be the end of this podcast, everybody.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like how much effort you put into that, dude. They're gonna come knocking at your door before all of this. They're gonna come knocking at your door tonight.
I would be pretty excited, but a little bummed, because I don't want to end the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And I'd have a lot of cool things to talk about, and then I'd never be able to talk about them.
That is also true. Or you'd be able to talk about them one time, and then they definitely come to your house.
Yeah, and then I'd die. So
Yeah.
then everybody would have to make that last podcast super popular.
They would force you to commit suicide. That's how they roll. They're not going to straight up kill you. Except they are.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
going to straight
you
up
would-
kill you, but they're going to say that you killed yourself.
Yeah, you
You
would
say
find
that-
me with 5 bullet holes in my brain, and I'd pull the trigger every time.
Yeah, they're gonna have 14 bullet wounds, 13 stab wounds, and
Yeah.
you did all of them.
I'm not going to be looking good. But until then, see me cruising around, fucking bumping some old Kevin Gates in my
In your
8,000
your hamster
cocaine-fueled
wagon.
hamster wheel.
You
Yeah.
might need a couple more hamsters to power the radio, though. You gotta
Well,
think
what-
about that one.
Well, no, I'm just going to have a battery operate, like a single one. Yeah, I've actually just decided on the podcast, I created the design. It's going to be one giant hamster wheel where in the center they are
Yeah.
all placed, and they have their own little treadmills. And then I am suspended above them controlling direction, and it's all based on more cocaine. So if they want more, they're going this, you know. So,
I think it'd be a lot funnier if it was just a regular car, and all the wheels were 4 giant hamster balls,
you had 2,000 hamsters per wheel.
and they're just running forward.
Oh.
Just ripped off a Coke, running forward, and then you're steering just like a regular car. It's gonna control the direction that your hamster wheels turn.
Dude, that would be so freaking funny. I would love that. If I get to it, I'll make a freaking graphic of that, like I did the Hamster Fight Club there last week. Everybody,
Yeah, that would be
that'd be
awesome.
hilarious.
If we ever know anybody that does cartoon animation, I think we got to throw our hat in the ring.
I actually do know some. My coworker does very good cartoon animation. So we get some ideas. We'll pitch it out to him.
Yeah, there we go. We got this on Netflix in a year or two.
But I know everybody's been wondering that. It's been at least 14 years of me wondering how many hamsters would it take for me to power an engine. So now we all know that, and we can all move on with our lives.
Do you think that you could cut costs on that project by making it like a bicycle? I think it would require fewer hamsters. There'd be less vehicle for them to maneuver.
Yeah, but my calculations are based off 50cc.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
So I'm technically already based off of engine power, not size of vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically what I originally was talking about was a hamster-powered bike, which was a moped. Because mopeds, for the most part, are around 50cc, 40 to 60cc. So, yeah.
That's
We
awesome.
could do that.
Yeah, dude, you're going to have PETA protests outside of your house because they're going to think you're serious because they're stupid.
I have not. Okay. Okay. If you guys show up to my house, you better show up with some statistical data that is showing the analysis of hamsters' moods before and after cocaine and whether they prefer to have some and if not. Because if so, then I'm giving them some. And if not, then you got full right.
All right.
I
I like it.
Yep.
You should
I'll get
just-
down on my knees and I'll pray to PETA.
You should make like a hamster gun too. You just got to shoot hamsters at them.
Now, then they would have the right to complain, because I doubt the hamsters would appreciate that.
You can make fake hamsters. You get little beanbag hamsters. Put
That would be funny. I'll have my grandma knit me some hamsters. That would be
There
funny.
you go. Just launch them at PETA.
Then they won't even hurt. It's just a funny message.
Yeah, unless you put like rocks in them, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, we could put rocks in there, or Reese cups. Then it's like a piñata.
Yeah.
Then they're mad, but then they eat a Reese cup and they're like, I can't be mad at this guy. He gave me peanut butter and chocolate.
If you just put little bits of steak in it, that'd really piss them off.
Oh, man, I'm not wasting steak.
Yeah,
it's hard
you got
enough
a
for me
point.
to buy it for myself. I'm definitely not
That's
wasting
true.
it on anybody that's going to actually find it disgusting.
Yeah, some fight against PETA.
Yeah, that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was on my list. I just wanted to cover that. That was my only thing from last week. But somebody build that, please.
Yeah, dude, somebody with a lot of money.
Yeah.
And a lot of hamsters. Somebody that has
A lot.
hamster resources.
You're going to have to buy out every PetSmart in the eastern seaboard.
Maybe somebody just has like infinite hamster glitch.
Well, the thing is, hamsters reproduce on a crazy rate. So let's say they reproduce at 12 to 15 a year. To get to your 4,000, if I have 50 sets, let's say, 50 times 15 is, oh shit, I'm already at 6,500 or 650. So you just let them multiply. I'd say in 5 years' time, I could have me a good. It'd give somebody with the engineering background enough time to actually figure out how to make it work.
There you go.
I'll grow the hamster farm.
Yeah,
build
start
the,
hamster farming right now.
You build the technology. That's what I'm
Yeah.
building.
There we go.
Justin's hamster farm right here.
That's awesome.
Dude. Speaking of shit that's probably not legal. I don't know. It's probably not legal. What I'm about to talk about is definitely not legal. I'm sure you know that. You know that Diddy fucked. Like, I'm sure you know he's going to jail. Did you see his lawyer decided that he was not going to represent him anymore? He just said that. He said that he can't. He was like, yeah, I can't. I got to see what the actual quote was. Hold on.
Bro, I did not see that. So that just tells you. I'm excited.
Yeah. Let me find the exact quote.
Music or not, hip hop,
Under
child
no-
molesters, they're popular for some reason.
Yeah. Under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean.
That means that dude got presented some information that's about to be brought up in court that is so irrefutable that it is going to hurt his reputation to simply be attached to it while it comes out.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I wrote down. I said Diddy's lawyer cuts his losses.
That guy is, he's not cutting his losses. He is saving what little bit of assets he has left.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, that's wild. I'm excited to find out.
It's funny. It's funny because I didn't really have any further insight on it, but I just thought it was funny. Because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, so this guy's showing a little bit of morality. And then I thought about it for another 5 seconds, and I was like, that's not what he's doing. He's fucked. He knows that he's going to lose. He's just dropping out now.
Yeah.
He's not a good dude. He's not trying to be a good person here. He's like, no, there's no way. I'm not winning this.
Yeah.
You fucking mind.
Yeah, and we're not shitting on any lawyers at all because we understand there are lawyers that do stuff pro bono. There are defense lawyers. There are lawyers that of every sort. It's the simple fact of you chose to represent this dude now, to begin with, and now, bro.
Yeah, This wasn't a guy trying to do the right thing. This is a guy that was like, there's like no way that I'm coming out on top of this.
Yep.
I got an incense stick burning in front of me and the smoke's blowing right into my face.
Dude, that is so crazy just because, like, I have to be right. There has to be something that was admitted to him because you have to admit evidence to both sides that was just so, like, dude. That's exciting because that means probably within the next 2 months we'll get a ruling on the situation.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to know what's going on. I'm not going to follow it closely because
who cares that much? Yeah, it's not that's how I am. If it doesn't affect my life or won't affect my life in some capacity, unless it pops up, I'm not going out searching for the information.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I stumbled across. That I was like, oh yeah, that guy's kind of being smart. That's one of my only takes from it. I was like, this is like the smartest thing that he could do at this point.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it took him this long to do
No
that.
kidding, yeah.
Because that's just wild. I don't
Mhm.
understand that. But yeah, I don't know, dude. That's just I wish I knew more. I wish I knew what that was, because I'd love to talk about whatever the freak he found out.
I do too. I like. It's funny because I mean I don't think anybody knows other than him, but yeah, you're right. I feel like it did have to be something because you're already in that case. Like what if you took it to begin with and didn't quit already?
Yeah, you've already
What made
had.
you quit now? Yeah.
There's been stuff brought up with all these co-defendants of his, and you didn't back down. So, which I actually, if I'm remembering correctly, the last that I paid any attention had something to do with Jay-Z, about him getting like maybe being freed, or like I don't know, something happened with the person that was going to testify against him, and they just aren't now, or testifying with something that has to do with him.
Yeah.
It's again something I just saw in passing because I don't pay attention to social related information because it's just pointless.
Yeah, I just stumble across things on Twitter. And try not to read comments.
I love that you just said Twitter. This will be a decent little transition because it both also talks about comments. I had just saved this, so I was just 5 hours ago. I was introduced to something that gave me faith in humanity again. There's this guy. There's this student. Let me just read the full thing. A YouTuber named Beluga let an editable homework assignment out to the public just to see what would happen as a test thing. And then he did like a screen recording of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you the video now so you can watch the video. But this is what gives me hope. The best part of Twitter and the best part of comments in general are seeing that's where you really see a sense of community. Whether it's people being inappropriate and funny, it's done so because it's comments, and it may not be how they really feel, but it's usually a joke. And this gave me a sense of community because this guy set out a public homework assignment on like Google Docs or something, and over 833,000 people edited this document for him.
That's awesome.
And the fact that many people took the time to write anything from random letters to minion like things to pictures within their within their wording and stuff. And then if you screenshot that, it's really funny because some of them are actually really funny, and they say stuff that are inappropriate. But it's more just to the point of this post says that it showcases the unpredictability of mass collaboration, but I look at it as the fact of like there are this many people looking at this one specific thing, and they are mass collaborating, and like it's a joke, which is why none of them are being serious. But I like that they're paying attention, and I like that people can just be like there are 833,000 people that probably just said something funny to like in their sense of humor.
Yeah.
So like you could really get it. I don't know. I just found it really interesting, really cool, and I hope that everybody just continues to be just that open and connected because we can all hate and love together.
I agree. But I got to swing back to this lawyer that we were just talking about, man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
No, you're good. I found something. Just a second ago. I saw this beforehand on the internet. I thought it was a joke. So I looked up this guy himself. So here's part of his resume. All right, he served as a counsel in the World Trade Center bombing conspiracy cases regarding I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name, and Osama bin Laden. In 2001, he defended bin Laden, saying the terrorist shouldn't be prosecuted as he was unable to defend himself properly as he was not in the U.S. at the time. So yeah, this guy, I don't know what he got presented with to bail on Diddy and not Osama bin Laden. That's nuts.
That's a good point to take away from that.
That's
all
insane.
I was thinking is, how does that guy have a platform at all to be any type of litigator or litigation on the other side? That is crazy, bro.
I saw that, but I thought it was a joke because everything on the internet's a joke. I didn't bother looking it up because I didn't care. I was like, surely this is just somebody's making it funny.
That is so crazy. You know what? You brought it up, so let's just say it. The United States playing 9/11. You know what's ironic is that you can almost it's a joke, but it's not a joke. Go back to Alex Jones' radio talk show that he had in 2001, and in July of 2001 he said exactly that, and it's really weird and random. And it's a weird fact. It's another thing that it's weird.
It is weird. I think I know what you're talking about, actually. That guy, if he presented himself a little better, a lot more people would probably believe him. Because he's been right about things, but he's just the screaming fucking nutcase. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to take anything he says. Like, it's hard to take everything he says and believe it. Like, everything you got to take with a grain of salt, because, like, I don't know where this guy's brain's at, dude.
For me, you're absolutely right. He has said and proven a ton of things to be correct, and if anybody is watching this is just wondering who he is, look him up, and then look up, like, you'll see a bunch of videos, you'll see both sides of him.
You'll see a bunch of bad stuff, a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, I will call out the bad stuff right now. The biggest, worst thing that he has done in terms of conspiracy theory, which absolutely ruined him, was called the Sandy Hoax shooting a conspiracy theory, and it wasn't.
That's one of the scenarios where he was dead fucking wrong, and it backfired bad.
He lost every single thing that he had. You can look it up because the lawsuit just ended last year, ironically. But I think he was sued for $80+ million.
It was a crazy
because it was to all of the victims of the families, because he was basically calling all the families' victims liars.
He was like saying they were like paid actors and shit, which is nuts.
I don't think
so.
It's obviously wasn't true, but even if it ever was true, that's not a scenario to be calling bullshit on. I'm sorry, like that's a
no.
Like people got shot, died.
And it just plays it, like, it makes it worse because, especially in today's age, like I'm saying, that was our disclaimer to be like, we're not one-sided in any specific way.
No.
No.
I'll change my mind on half the shit I say tomorrow.
Yeah, once I find new information, I'm like, oh shit, I better correct myself. It's actually one of the reasons why I finished that little math problem of how many cocaine hamsters. Because we had talked about it so much, and making that graphic, I was like, you know what, it would be funny to find out. But, like, it's just...
And it was. You were right.
But I just hate it because it does discredit him some. But yeah, that's one of the things he did wrong. But go back and look up. He's talked about the secret, the secret affiliations within Hollywood, within the government. He's talked about military coups that's happened. First of all, everything it literally just came out, the JFK files. He has talked about everything that is being released in the JFK files for decades.
It's. He has definitely been right about some things. It's just so hard to, you know what I mean? Like whenever you hear him say something, it's one of those things where it just always makes you want to say, "All right, dude,
how much of this is bullshit?"
Like,
because
what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. It's like I said a minute ago. It's a lot of it's because of how he presents himself. He doesn't talk like a normal person. He's just fucking yelling, screaming, fuming, mad. Brains going every which way. I mean, I know you can't
Listen
help
up, motherfuckers! I gotta tell you that the Pentagon is after all of us, and if you don't look it's actually your child. Your child is a robot. He is a sex robot that has absolutely been condemned. He has been condemned by all of the vaccines. If you do not get out and get rid of your child right now, the Pentagon is coming after you. That's the type of shit that he opens with that. Like, it's so aggressive
It's
that it
nuts.
Kinda,
You're like,
pushes
oh
you
shit!
back.
Like I'm not ready for this. Get out of here.
I will turn that down. I'm sorry if that was loud for you.
No, dude, that actually wasn't at all. It was funny as hell. It was
Good.
it was really good. That was that was like you're gonna hear that on like I don't even think he has his show anymore. Didn't they like take that or whatever?
They took that, but I think he does have a podcast. I think he still has his actual podcast. He's not demonetized, basically. Like he's like anybody that gets sued for more money than him. He has to pay a certain amount, and like he's still obviously able to live and keep up with his lifestyle.
Yeah.
But just as a divorce or anything, I believe he has to pay a certain amount, a certain percentage.
Right.
So he probably needs the show.
Yeah. Dude, that guy's a nutcase. That guy's a different cat. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to listen to him. Not saying not to listen to him. He's a fucking different individual.
I'm sorry. No, the Sandy Hook families won the settlement for $1.5 billion. So I was absolutely right. He's lost everything. He's lost everything plus more. He's lost almost as much
He lost
as
the shit he didn't have.
yeah. He was never gonna see the stuff that he's never getting now. Like.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Oh.
he is now by default living way above his means because he's. Yep, that's nuts.
Yep.
Oh man, dude, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hopefully, we never get sued for that much money. Let's start lying about shit.
That's why I tried to say everything is a disclaimer, our opinion, something that is done. Well, you know what? Here's the greatest disclaimer. If anybody knows me professionally, you probably don't hear me talk like this. That's because I'm on a podcast with my best friend from high school. And because of that, and because of exactly that, I'm having fun, and I'm getting to talk and have conversations that we would just have as if we were still 15 and 16 years old, and but more relevant information. It's not all.
It's a lot less dumb.
It's a lot less dumb. It's a lot less dumb. But with that, I have some dumb things I could tell you guys.
That's
probably.
awesome.
So.
I love dumb things.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so look that up. He did watch that video specifically. Just look up Alex Jones 9/11. There's various clips that talks because he talked about it on multiple shows of his. But yeah, just interesting. I guess with that, I'll just give a little. What do I call it? Let me give a little advice clip. This will take 30 seconds at the max. Just so everybody knows that I'm going to look at my trusty handy-dandy little price book here. So today, whenever I checked, price of silver was at $32.54. Exactly 1 year ago today. Actually, not exactly 1 year ago today. For the simple fact of 1 year ago today was on the weekend, so I don't check on the weekends. But 1 year ago yesterday, it was at $22.95. That is almost a $10 price increase, but not just a $10 price increase. That is over a 30% price increase. Invest in your silver and gold today, everybody. That was it.
I like it. I
Yep.
like it.
All right.
I have advice too, but it's not so much advice as much as it is a warning, and it has nothing.
I love it.
It has
Give it.
nothing to do with success or anything like that. It's just how to not be a asshole.
That's
'cause-
better than success.
Yeah, no, and it hit me today when I went on break and went to go eat my lunch. People, if you heat your stuff up at your workplace in the break room, and you use the microwave, bring fucking like not fish, please. Like, if I would have had this message at lunchtime, I would have said a lot more swear words. I like fish, I do. It's good. It's not for the break room microwave. I'm not trying to smell reheated microwave fish whenever I'm eating a damn salad and an apple. And
I have never experienced this, but I have to say I love that this was brought up for the simple fact of, as a television guy and a movie guy, I have heard this reference no minimum of 100 times.
It's real.
So, and you know what's crazy is I love fish. I love fish.
Yeah,
so,
it's good.
like,
It's good. It's
the
fine
fact
smelling
that
it fresh.
fish but it smells so good freshly cooked, and is so rough reheated. It actually plays into the smell of fish. Fish smell fucking terrible anyways, so it actually makes sense.
It just makes me real glad I didn't also need to use that microwave, because that's what it does the worst. It's just like ruins the microwave for everybody else for the next like day.
So were you just in the break room?
Yeah, I was just in the break room and I was sitting there and just like eating my lunch as I normally do, and then all of a sudden it smells like a fucking fish market. And
it just hit me all at once. I'm like, fuck. And then I wrote it down because I wanted to say something about it. If you watch this and you're the microwave fish in the break room type guy, I hope you get fired. I hope you get fired soon.
Yeah, I don't have I don't know. I'm just I'm flashing back to middle school gym. Girls, wash yourselves.
oh my god.
Everybody loves fresh caught tuna, but a week later, it's a little rough.
That's insane.
Refrigerator, throw it out.
You can. Yeah, you might have to.
I don't know. Yeah. I marked that it's not for kids, so that's okay.
My brain has come to a complete stop. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I will. I want to ask you something. You're a marketing guy. You might know the answer to this. This is a brief transition.
So I'm sitting there. I think we've already talked about this, actually. I think we did. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I'm watching an ad. An ad pops up while I'm doing my TV watching.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an ad for Instacart. And they're like the people that do your grocery shopping for you and deliver the shit. In this ad, there was like the mascot for everything there. There was like Mr. Clean was there. Fucking, I think like the Captain Crunch guy, Tony the Tiger, like just a whole bunch of different, all the mascots were there.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything, shows up to the house, and then the dude comes out and gets his groceries, and he goes inside. And then his wife's like, Did you remember the milk? And then like he has this like shocked look on his face. And then it cuts to a fucking cow just riding a motorcycle down the road going to like deliver the milk. And it just made me laugh because it brought me back to the got milk thing, because who the fuck sponsors milk, dude? Who pays for this?
Was that a United Dairy ad?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it was. It was just an Instacart ad, and they had like a whole bunch of other things like plugged into it, because it was all of the brands that are at grocery stores. People probably paid to get into the commercial. And then,
milk, eggs, and butter are the most bought items convenience-wise at grocery stores. So tapping into one of those three actually makes sense. And cows are a lot funnier than chickens. You can do a lot more with them. Everybody knows that just from back at the barnyard. That's a fucking great news.
Chick-fil-A even knew that, and they sell fucking chicken. And they're like, no, this cow's a lot better.
Yeah, they know how to do it. So, no, I just find that personally funny. What that is somebody that had the talent and the bright idea to combine his work with his comedic insight. Like,
it was a good commercial. I thought it was funny as shit. I didn't know what it was.
It sounds good.
I didn't know what it was a commercial for, because there were so many different things in it. I was confused. I said, what the fuck is this for? And I got to the end. I saw it was Instacart. But then the only thing that didn't have like a brand name was the milk. It was just a cow. And it brought me back to the Got Milk ads, because it was...
It sounds like a great ad. But you didn't see... Well, I guess if it was just for Instacart, though, like, it's... Why would they? They're just advertising milk, basically.
They were, just like the fucking Got Milk ads were, dude. They were just advertising milk. It threw me through a loop. I said, shit, we're full circle. I remember this when I was a kid. I remember them just advertising milk, nobody in particular. It really makes me wonder which milk people paid for, or were there any? Was Instacart just like put a fucking cow in there? We're not paying any of these guys.
Yeah, smart. And if you got the graphic design people to be able to freaking make it happen.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. He was riding a motorcycle.
I love that stuff. I have those sort of ideas for our podcast all the time. I'm just, it takes me 2 minutes or 2 hours to make some swirlies loops. So I'm not quite at building a cow yet. I've seen some. I've went to school with some. I've literally lived by cows, like pasture right next door.
There's cows everywhere around there. Man.
There's cows everybody. Me and Faith love looking at the little calves. Every time we go to our mom's, we look at all the different colored ones.
I still remember Mark's cow that had a very questionable name that I'm not going to repeat.
Dude, Mark's Mark's whole farm was basically a questionable name. I love Mark, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mark. You'll never see this because, well...
Yeah, I don't think he has the internet.
Well, why would he have the internet? The internet does nothing but, well, let the government spy on you.
That's right. That's probably what he thinks too, man.
Oh man, what if Mark actually just watched this every week, and
but he didn't remember who we were. He's just like, I don't know who the fuck these guys are, but I liked it.
We're not even giving his last name, but he knows who we're talking about.
Yeah, and then he's sitting there watching it this week, and he's like, what the fuck?
Mark, we've been in your house. We were there for presidential debates.
Yeah, dude.
We have, in fact, seen store supplies within your house.
I forget what he... That's right, yeah, and in his garden, too. I forget.
Yeah, man.
I forget what he called me. He got my name wrong one time, and then it just stuck. Like, dude, I mean, way fucking wrong. It was.
I will know. What did he call? He called Lauren fucking
Renee. I remember
Renee.
That.
He's dated. Kevin's dated Lauren since since football season of our senior year, and he's called her Renee. Probably since then. I never heard him call Lauren.
No, I forget. No, he called me Leonard. It was Leonard.
It was Leonard.
Yeah.
That's a great name. Yeah,
that
Leonard.
is awesome. That is awesome.
Leonard. Oh, that's freaking
Leonard's
hilarious.
a good one.
I am still listening. I'm still in camera. I am just looking for my e-cig, everybody.
Did you find it? That's the struggle.
I did not end
The
this.
missing vein.
Happens too much.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm gonna circle back to sports because I wanted to talk about something. I know you don't follow a lot of baseball. I really don't anymore either, other than the Pirates.
I love that you talked about baseball. I also have baseball stuff to talk about. I'll send you my pictures now.
Oh, that's awesome. I wanted to talk about the Yankees.
Okay, yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
So they, I don't know if you knew this. I knew this. For the longest time, and by the longest time, I mean literally ever. I think forever. I think the whole history of the Yankees. They had like a facial hair rule.
Oh, I did see that. I saw that. I saw that.
Like, the only thing that you were allowed to have forever was like a well-kept mustache. You weren't allowed to have like a beard or anything like that. And they finally lifted the fucking rule.
I remember. I saw a picture of that. I actually saw a picture of one of their players whenever he used to play for another team, and then it shows him playing for the Yankees, and he honestly looks like a different guy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember Garrett Cole, because he used to play for us and then played for the Astros, and then he went to New York and had to shave his beard. He didn't have any crazy beard or anything, but still, it's always like I don't know, just I'm no good at baseball, but imagine if I went and played for the Yankees and had to shave off my beard, I wouldn't look like me.
Yeah.
I haven't shaved my beard clean in like 10 years. Like, I haven't shaved it all the way in like 10 years.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's close to 10 years. It'll be 10 years this year.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Wow, that. Yeah.
Last time I shaved it was senior year homecoming.
That actually makes sense. I believe that. Like, fully shaved it clean.
Yeah, like down to the skin. Yeah, it was senior year homecoming. I've trimmed it plenty of times, obviously, or else it would be like down here and it would look god awful. It wouldn't be down here, actually. It would be like out everywhere.
I don't pay attention to baseball a whole lot, but I'll tell you what, baseball is overlooked in terms of national championship rings. I threw right here are Tennessee's national championship rings, along with their SEC championship. So the first picture is the SEC ring right there on Wyatt's side, and then on my side right there is the national championship ring. Those are awesome rings.
Those are sick.
Those are I like the SEC ring 3 times more than I like the national championship ring in terms of design. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I like that you can kind of like tell what it's a championship ring for.
Yes,
because it's got a baseball diamond on it. Like that's
yes, and it's very distinct with those orange markings there. It's just very nice and very clean.
It is a pretty cool ring.
I appreciate design in any aspect, but whenever you can make it uniform and make it beautiful, that's awesome. So, very cool. And I just threw in the picture of their national championship, just little banner there, because I like that, and that's something that I would design. Like, I could see myself designing something like that for Glenville if I worked for athletics and not the regular university. So it's just very nice. Anyways, so we'll move on to this next part, everybody. Minor league baseball. We touched on it a little bit last week. There's a million minor league baseball players and teams. Well, this year the minor league baseball is coming out with some pretty cool alternative names and pretty cool alternative logos.
Yeah, these are awesome. I'm scrolling through all these right now.
Yeah, so I thought to bring them up. I'll just go to the first one there. So you guys can now see this is the Chesapeake Bay Sox. Obviously, Baltimore. It's an alternative. I believe these alternatives are only done for a short period of time, not all season. But either way, is that not clean? Is that not great colors? Is that not good branding to the city of Baltimore?
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's got a crab. I like the crab.
And the if you look, the flag stick is a baseball bat.
Oh shit, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So
yeah,
like,
they covered all their bases on that. No pun intended. That's a good one.
Yes, it's a very good one.
Yeah, that's shouts out to the Chesapeake Bay Sox. That's a good one. Whenever you get to one, I got a question about it. But,
yeah, well,
not this one, but whenever you get to it, I am going to say something.
I'll just throw this one up quickly. There's the Lake County Captains. That's right there is. This dude is 100% a rip-off of Captain D's and Long John Silver's mixed with the guy. You could either say Colonel Sanders or the guy from the cereal. What's that cereal? Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch, yeah.
I'm not a fan of this one. Not a fan of this design.
I think it's funny.
I think the logo design's fun. I like the artisticness of it, but we'll just move on there. This one's really fun. The Yellow City Pigweeds.
Yeah, that one's nice.
So very cool design, very cool logos and everything. And I guess I get it because they're in the Texas Panhandle. But and that weed, for anybody that doesn't know, because I just have the logo there, that weed apparently is a play on the distinctive pigweed plant found in the region. So just overall cool. And it's minor league baseball for anybody that doesn't go. There's definitely a team located near you.
Oh, 100%, yeah. If you don't have a major league team, you got a minor league team.
You will literally spend more money on a hot dog than you probably will your ticket.
Yeah.
So,
can we talk about the Pigweed's original name?
Absolutely.
Did you see that? So they're doing like these alternate identities for these things. I know the theme of this one, but like their original name is the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's awesome. Their original name is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what their logo looks like though. I'm gonna look it up here, I guess.
Yeah, I am too. Wow. I don't know. I see it, but I don't know what the hell a sod poodle is.
Oh, okay. A sod poodle is a groundhog. It's a nickname for a groundhog. It's prairie grass, so it's some sort of prairie dog. So
I don't know how, but it sounds racist to those groundhogs. It sounds like a groundhog slur.
ironic. I'll just throw this logo up here as well for everybody. If I remember to. If not, don't hold me to it. Just
Their mascot's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, their regular logo is cool. It looks like a beer logo. But
It does.
yeah. The next one, though, we'll talk about is now on screen, is the Birmingham Bathtub Donkeys. There's a couple logos there I got for you. There's two logos there. Both are cool. I very much like. Where did this name come from? Where?
I have no idea.
Dude, and first of all, to the people of Birmingham, I would be offended. Like, I do not wash my unless they wash their donkeys in the bathtub.
Maybe.
I didn't think about that. You know what? You guys do you.
These all sound like insults, dude. That's awesome.
It's weird.
Donkey.
So the next one is the Nub City Spartan Burgers. And
Is
the
that-
entire name is...
I think it's Hub City. Yeah, that's Hub City.
Is that Hub City?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Nub City. Nub City Spartan Burgers. Hub City, that's even funnier than Nub... not funnier, but that's pretty close to it. I don't know where they're located at. But I like it because it looks like a real fast food logo.
They are. Holy shit. Oh yeah, that's not like an. Oh, they're they're in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
That's awesome.
Okay. Better branding now.
That's fucking sick.
I love
Way
that.
better. You guys get more. You guys get bonus points for leaning into your freaking
Yeah, they might.
to leaning into what was given.
They might have won the segment. Not only is this like a, this isn't like an alternate identity either. That's their name.
Yeah, yeah. That's the
That's,
that. Yeah.
That's their. That's
Oh,
not
is
like
that
the-
really?
Yeah, that's not
Oh.
like the other one where they had this alternative name for like certain games of the year, like the Sod Poodles were the Yellow City Pigweeds. You know, like it's like an.
I
alternate-
thought that this was because whenever I was looking into them, that's what it was.
No, it's
That's
a brand.
crazy.
It's a brand new minor league team that their first season's this year. They're the High A minor league affiliate of the Texas Rangers.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, good for them. Freak.
Yeah, so they're like our. Actually, I think ours is low A, but I was gonna say they're like the West Virginia Power. I don't know what they're called now.
Yeah. We're not the Power. We're
They're the Charleston something or
Dirty
another.
Birds. We're the Dirty Birds.
Is it?
Yeah, Charleston Dirty Birds.
I remember we used to be the Alley Cats.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're the Alley Cats whenever me and you were like real small kids.
Yep. Which is a cooler name. The Power was gay, and then Dirty Birds is okay, but it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah. This last one here, I only have one more for everybody. This is the Columbus Klingstons, but it's a clementine, so that's why they're doing that. It's a peach, basically. But I like it. It's soft, fun, cartoony, and the sea looks cool.
They are also a brand new minor league team.
Cool.
First season, yeah.
Well, anybody
awesome.
that's ever in Columbus, go watch them and let me know how they are because
Oh,
yeah,
they're a
very
double A
interesting.
team too. They're a double A team, so they would be in the video game when it comes out, probably.
Very interesting.
That's
then.
awesome. Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, single A teams usually aren't. Or I don't want to say usually. They're not in the video games unless they change something this year. They only usually do double A, triple A, and MLB.
Gotcha. Huh.
Yeah, but these guys will be in the game. That's cool. Good
Well,
for
that's
them.
awesome. Yeah, good for you guys. I hope you guys do well.
Their mascot's name is Fuzzy.
That's weird.
It's
But I
'cause
guess
he's
it
a
makes
peach.
sense.
Yeah.
Peach fuzz, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna just go ahead and send you these other talking points.
Yeah, dude.
That I have, but I guess they're sports related. One of them I'll just throw up here just so everybody sees the difference. You can scroll to that picture specifically. Madden 16 to Madden 25. 10 years difference. Technology, graphics, everything has increased significantly. And at least this specific frame of the game, very disappointing to me to see. I don't have the game, so I can't really...
It's pretty accurate. It's not a big jump. Everybody else has made a giant jump. 2K is crazy now, like in terms of visuals. 2K is nuts. Madden, they're not. I don't know if they're. I guess they're not trying. I don't know. But they need more. They need to bring competition back in these sports games, as in like developer to developer competition. Like it doesn't do anybody any good whenever 2K is the only people that makes basketball games.
Yep.
And
When
EA
they
is
dominate
the
it.
only people that make football games, because then they can phone it in. They don't have to try, because what's the alternative? If you want to play a basketball game, you got to get 2K, because there's not any other ones.
I was gonna save it for my last second rant, but to shit on 2K a little bit, they're not PGA 2K25 releases tomorrow, but you can get it now, or maybe it released today, but they aren't making it for old consoles. So like PS4, they aren't making it for, and I just want to say that's just screw you guys. Like, that's so disrespectful.
What kind of new technology could they put into a golf video game that would make it not compatible for the old console? They still make old consoles for other games.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still make NBA 2K for the old consoles. WWE 2K still comes out for the old consoles.
I went to pre-order it last night so that I could start playing it already, and it's not available, and I couldn't understand why, so I looked it up. Like, luckily I bought that Xbox a few months back, so I think I'll just buy it for Xbox.
Yeah.
But I also, like, part of me wants to just boycott it, because I'm not giving you my money if you're not making it available to players. Like, sorry, not everybody can go out and spend $400 and $500 on a fucking console.
I just don't get... See, my thing is, whenever they leave the old consoles behind, that is when they leave the old consoles behind, it's usually because they're implementing new shit that the old consoles can't handle.
They have not in this game.
There's no fucking way.
I looked at all the reviews, bro. Everybody has said, like, yeah, it's a better game, but there are, like, it's a better game as all improvements are from last year.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in
like
terms
it should be.
of yes, because we're also paying more now than what we were a year ago for games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just really upset me. I'll probably still say last second, screw you 2K for that. But I want to, it's just relevant, and I don't know. Like, this shows the importance of it, because I don't get into. I'm just gonna say because golf's so difficult is why I like it, but. This was the first game I was about to pre-order since I probably lived at your house. Lived with you.
I even remember you talking about it a couple of weeks ago. You said that, like, I know you don't get a lot of games, but you were talking about getting this one.
Yeah. So it just I don't know. It was really upsetting for me to see, and
it's just crazy. That's the one they draw the line on with the new gen and old gen consoles, because NBA still came out on PS4. WWE still came out on PS4. Their tennis game that they have is free on the PlayStation Store right now. I downloaded it. There's a PS4 version for that. What does a golf game have in it that those other games can't have? And all those other games have a lot more motion going on. There's a lot more shit happening. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more moving pieces.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, what did they put in a golf video game that made them have to leave the old consoles behind? But they're still holding back these other games that they could put more shit into by letting them be available for the old consoles. Like, they could soup up, the wrestling game and the basketball game and stuff if they were to leave the old consoles behind, but they won't do it. Yeah. Why the hell did they do it with PGA?
Yep. I fully agree, man.
Yeah.
I'm really, I don't know, like, I'm beyond mad at, like, being vocal about it. I'm just truly disappointed in it, because as an adult that gets very little excitement from video games anymore. It's now wintertime. Like, I'm starting to now be able to golf a little bit, but this is something that for the past 3 years, like, shoot, we've talked about PGA literally, I think, for the past 2 years minimum every time. Like, we've talked about the improvements on the game, talked about, like, just how it's played overall. So
I think 2K23
23, I think, I don't remember if one came out in 23, but I remember, like, me and you used to get on regularly when I lived at my old apartment. We used to get on and play, like, like, every, like, Friday or Saturday. We would get on, like, a PlayStation chat and just play a couple rounds of golf.
Yeah, it's the best. It's just pushing me more and more towards my Oculus and towards playing, because, like, at least there I am swinging, and you can't feel the pressure of anything except for putts. But your form like, if you put it on the expert mode or the hard mode, your form is, like, it does matter. So it's a little more that's saying, like, I'm aging out of the consoles at the moment, and I'm hoping something comes back out. I'm hoping that they revamp the GameCube at some point, but
that would be nice. They're coming out with the Switch 2, but I don't really know what.
The Switch 2 is going to be shitty. I saw this thing on it because I watched the pictures, and I didn't think at first. I thought of it because of my brothers, but I watched this thing on it, and this guy reviewed it. He said, "Hey, just your local."
That would have been cool if that's all he said.
Just your local tech repairman here. I just wanted to say thank you, Nintendo, for your terribly designed Nintendo Switch 2. Everybody was hoping that the joysticks would talked about a specific way they're doing. He said, no, if you guys pay attention, which it does show, they click in almost like an iPhone to an iPad. He said, what's the first things that I get calls from their parents? Well, shoot, the kids get mad and do this. They twist. He said, you just saved my business. Or something to that extent, because basically he knows that he's about to make a bunch of money because of Nintendo's terrible design flaw.
Because the first one, you couldn't do that. The first one, you had to hold the button and slide it out.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Like you slid it down and locked in there. It didn't. There was no, like, if you twisted on it, you'd have to have some torque to break it. You'd probably break the screen before you would the Joy-Cons.
That's what I imagine, because I've played with, like, I haven't played them, but I've held them because my nephews and my brothers having them and stuff, and I'm going to be honest, when they're locked into place, they feel like a regular controller. Like, it does, and because they're so thin, you don't really get much area to really get in there and, like, apply any force to break them. So this one, though, I'm curious to see. I'm excited. I think PlayStation's going to bring out a portable in the next 2 years. Shout out PSP. I still got mine. Movies, TV, everything.
That thing was so ahead of its time. It wasn't anybody's business. Like, that's
and what sucks now is, like, I've tried getting onto it. You can't even log in. You can't even log into your PlayStation account because the device is not able to connect to 2020 Wi-Fi. Like Wi-Fi from this century or from this decade.
Awful.
Yeah, it really frustrates me because if I could connect that to Wi-Fi, bro, that would be
unstoppable.
Oh my gosh, I'd be on that shit all the time, man. Yeah, just so crazy. So crazy.
Yeah, that's... I don't know why you would design... I guess I would know why you would do it. It would make you more money, but it's so stupid. Primarily a children's thing that's that easily breakable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like... If you make something for kids, you kind of can't make it that fragile. You remember the old Game Boy SP? Game Boy Advance SP, the little square gimmick with that flipped open?
We talked about that a few episodes ago when we were talking about toys.
You'd have to run that sumbitch over with a car to break that thing, dude. Those things are durable. I dropped that 500 million times, never broke it.
No, I'm sure if I can remember, I'll ask my mom tomorrow, and maybe I'll do a show and tell next week. I know my mom probably still has mine and my sister's and my brother's somewhere. So, like, it'd be cool to break it back out because those bitches, you just plug those in, it's starting back up.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be really, that'd be awesome. I love those. Game Boys, just in general, Game Boys, I never really cared for the Game Boys, like any ones with a touch screen.
Did any? I don't think any Game Boys did have a touchscreen, did they? I think that was the DS that started the touchscreen thing.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. It was the DS. Oh yeah. No, so you know what? That's on me because the DS is a Game Boy.
Pretty much.
Like that was just their next version of the Game Boy. They dropped it and they added the DS. For whatever reason, but
I think it stood for dual screen,
which makes sense.
But I think that's.
But it's a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Game Boy DS is
that would have
really,
been fine. I think
that's really how I looked at it. So it's ironic. Like, if you wouldn't have said that to me, I probably would have went the rest of my life being like, yeah, that's just like it actually.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know why they did it, but
it actually is a Game Boy. Yeah, so, but that makes sense. Yeah. Game Boys rule though.
Game Boys are the shit. Game Boys stand the test of time, dude.
They're
they
awesome.
Never die. I play Game Boy games on my phone somehow, some way. I guess I.
Yeah, dude, I have that.
I guess I'm technically. You're technically not supposed to, but let's say I own them and paid money for them.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but Wyatt didn't tell me how to do it, so I won't tell you how to do it.
Yeah,
so don't download the app Delta, and whenever you don't download
we can tell people
Delta,
how to do that. You can tell people how to do that. That's just a regular game. I am not going to tell you how to play certain things on it. You can figure that out. But
but the point is you can go to a specific website and download emulator games and play through the Delta app, and it's like no joke, any game that has ever been made for almost any console.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat little thing.
It's cool. I've only ever played Game Boy Advanced games on it, and so I'm not really. I don't know about the other ones.
I'm playing a DS game on it right now. Like not right this second, but like the thing that I'm currently playing when I do play it is a Nintendo DS game. I'm replaying Pokemon Platinum.
Yeah,
it's one of the goats.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just end with this here for a second. I'm gonna take a pee break in a second, but this will finish up the sports stuff for me at least. One of the pictures that I think I just sent you there, if you scroll to the 5th picture that I sent you, the Pittsburgh Penguins just released this for everybody. This is a beer stick that you can buy at all Penguins games.
That's the coolest shit I've ever seen.
It's going to take over the NFL. I am so glad that I have not me and Faith haven't went to a Penguins game yet, because I'm buying one of these whenever I go. I don't care the price. That is a memento that actually will look good displayed it anywhere.
NFL needs to do. I got an idea, and I swear to God, if the NFL takes this from me, I'll fucking beat the shit out of somebody. They need to do
the entire NFL. You guys are all on
fight the NFL. I will fuck all of you up, or at least I'll try. I'll go down swinging, but they need to do something similar to that. But they need to make it a goalpost, and it comes with caps. That way, you can cap off one side of it, drink one side of it, take the cap off, cap the other side of it, and drink the other side of your goalpost.
And you could do the same thing, transfer it over to basketball, just have it at the net, and most of the liquid is actually held within the backboard frame, but it comes with the little net, and you could put a little... Dude, you really might have just... Let's start our business. That is amazing.
Yeah, you could do them for almost anything, too.
Yeah.
Like
I'll tell you what...
A golf club one would look very similar to this.
Once we get off here, I'm going to write it down in my notes. After my hamster farm takes off, we're jumping right on this thing.
We're going to make the fucking beer goalposts.
Oh, yeah, buddy. We're doing this all. I am going to take a quick pee break. I hope everybody enjoys this vocal commercial from your sponsors.
Whoever they are.
Whoever they are. You know, life is full of simple pleasures. There's something else you've never tried. Something raw. Something natural. You head out to the bar, and in that moment, you truly understand the meaning of farm fresh. So yeah, go ahead. Milk a coat. You won't regret it.
All right, man. That was thanks for our sponsors, whoever they may have been. Anonymous.
Yeah.
Our anonymous sponsors.
Whatever they said to do, go and do it. Whatever they recommended, do it or don't, actually.
Yeah, maybe not.
Who knows what those pesky little sponsors could ever be saying to you guys. You fine people, you don't need to be listening to those rascals.
Whoever they might be.
No.
Strangers. You don't listen to strangers. But, anyway,
We do every week here lately. We do a little bit of sort of a list. But this time we're gonna do a real big ass list. Matter of fact, it's gonna be 2 of them. It's gonna be 2 of them because we're gonna be talking about our best, or like our favorite TV shows from like young childhood. That I'd say probably, you know, from the time you remember starting to watch TV until the time you're, I'd say probably like, you know, 11, 12. That's kind of whenever most people start to shift their TV watching habits. At least I did. That's when I started watching different shit. So and then we'll each do 5 of those, and then we're gonna each do 5 of shows from teenage years. So I guess 13 to the rest of your teenage years. And we're gonna alternate on this one. I know last week we went like full board, did like all 5 at once, and then I did the 5. We're gonna have to alternate on this one, or one of us is gonna get our entire list robbed.
Yes, that's actually exactly what I was thinking. Because I'm with you there.
Yeah. So I guess one of us goes first on one, and one of us goes first on the second one. Take your pick. I'll let you pick. Which one do you want to go first on?
We'll go teen years because it'll give me a little more time to think. I'm going to say this from the beginning. I'm not necessarily saying these are my favorite shows from my childhood, because I've already mentioned Power Rangers, and that 100% is. But these are off the cuff the ones that I think of first. So they were at least the ones that were most impactful, or the ones that I spent the most time watching.
Yeah. So you're taking first pick on the teen years one. Are we gonna start with the childhood years one, and I'll pick first?
Yeah, we can lead into
that way. We can go in order, chronological order, so I don't lose my mind, forget where I'm at. So if I'm taking one, this is an easy one, man. This is an easy one. It still stood the test of time, but it was definitely a big one in my childhood. It's SpongeBob.
Yeah.
SpongeBob is an all-time show. SpongeBob surpassed, I think it was Arthur or something, for like the longest running children's television show of all time. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I saw that like last week.
I knew SpongeBob was. Honestly, I thought it was a long time ago, but it makes sense. And it's cool that it took Arthur, because Arthur still to this day lives on through memes. So like,
yeah, he was the clenched fist. That shit was hilarious. Yeah.
He literally, it's just him just.
I still remember. I think, didn't somebody on the Cavs tweet that like the year they won the finals? I might be wrong.
No, now that you say that, it sounds familiar, but that also could be you kind of implanting a memory in me. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm 90% certain that you're sure that you're right on that. Like,
I could have swore that it was like I don't know. Well, I'll have to look into that off the air. But I'll let you go into yours. I don't even think I need to elaborate on SpongeBob. It's just an all timer. It's the shit. I don't need to explain why it's the shit. It's the number 1 overall pick for sure. That's SpongeBob.
So, for some reason, I like that you said. I'm thinking of 5 right now. And 5 that came in my head, there's actually only one that's a cartoon. And it's really weird for being childhood.
Yeah, it is, because I think all of mine might be cartoons. Maybe except for one.
And we've touched base on some, like, Codenamed Kids Next Door was definitely more impactful and more memorable for me than the show I'm about to list. But for me, whenever I think of my childhood, it plays into Power Rangers and all of my interests that some of my hobbies now, which is superhero related. Danny Phantom.
Oh shit, dude! Yeah, that show was awesome.
Danny Phantom was ahead of its time, and maybe it wasn't, but for whatever age I was at that time, that show was out. It made such an impact on me that, like, it showed that no matter the oddity of the person that they may be, like, bro, you can be a superhero. Like,
that shit was so cool. That show
was such a cool concept too. And I think the guy that made that is the same guy that made Jimmy Neutron, drawing-wise.
It was definitely the same guy that made Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents.
I don't know.
Maybe that might be what I'm thinking of. But I remember a long time ago seeing a correlation between that, so that's why I'm drawing that.
I don't know who made Jimmy Neutron, so he might have made both of them for all I know. But,
yeah.
But I don't know who made Jimmy Neutron.
Shout out Jimmy Neutron.
I do know it was the Fairly Odd Parents guy for sure. I do know that.
That's probably who I was thinking of.
I follow that guy on Instagram. He's really cool.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. I forget his name. I feel bad for not remembering his name, but I'll remember it at some point.
Yeah.
Butch Hartman.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron, both 5 out of 5 stars.
They're all good. Yeah, they're all good.
Great. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, man. My next one, it's probably got to be, it's a toss-up. It's not that I can't think of one, it's that I'm thinking of too many. But I'd have to go with, not to say it's the best, but for me it was like a big part of my growing up was the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. Not any of the spin-offs. All of the spin-offs can eat shit. They were never good. I didn't like any of them. And then I eventually got to like old and didn't watch them. And then they've had like 8 billion different spin-offs since. But the original one, the main one, was an all-timer. That was a damn good series.
Dude, that one was, but what's really ironic is if I were to put that in any of my categories, I would probably put that in my teen years because 12 plus with the alternatives is whenever I started learning more that extent into Yu-Gi-Oh! Aside from what cards were the best, what would be in battles, like what would win me in battles.
Yeah.
And then what overall could I say that I had that my buddy didn't have, or he did have, but was also just as cool. So, like, it wasn't until my teen years that I actually started learning by value. I don't mean monetary. I mean, like, value to the game itself. It wasn't until my teen years with the alternative shows that I actually learned the value of specific cards and like, I guess any sense to play the game, which I never knew how to play the game fully. I just knew that, like, I had a sick-ass deck, and if the person I was playing had a better deck, I was automatically pretty much calling it a loss.
Yeah.
You know? But even within that, I can't say that I've ever actually played one full real game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dude, I played so many. I guess my school was different. We didn't collect Pokemon cards and shit. So, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was my school's thing. We played, like, the video games. We played the little Game Boy games.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, actual card collecting, we collected Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. And we played the game at recess at my, like, not at Glenville. Not when I moved to Glenville, but my original
Braxton.
School.
Yeah.
We played at recess every day. Every single fucking day we played at recess. And that was, like...
Okay.
That was, like, probably first grade through, like, 4th grade. Like, just everyday thing.
Well, that makes sense. Me and Hunter Ashley was my man. Me and Hunter just bonded over everything because we were sports related, history related. We loved these card games, animation, just everything. So we were definitely like collectors of the cards, 100%.
Yeah.
But to that, whenever I say I never played a game fully, I don't think I know what a full game would look like. So like. I played until we were like, all right, let's play again. Or I was just like, all right, let's play. And then you saying you play it at elementary, like during recess specifically, I played on the bus. So
okay, yeah.
Recess makes so much more. During recess, I was always playing basketball, kickball, kick a girl, whatever the game may be. We were kicking something. So definitely, yeah. So that makes sense that you actually had that impression. It made that impression on you.
We had a buddy like who would have he lived in a relatively big house, and we he'd bring a few people over, and we'd like run tournaments and shit in the basement.
Dude, that's awesome. That's how these card shops that I go to now. I'm into toys and cards really big, which everybody probably knows, but like, or at least by now. But which I'll have a new show and tell sometime because I got to tell you. My Micro Machines Star Wars have been out of this world.
Awesome.
So that's cool. But anyways,
Yeah, I'll turn this over. I'll turn this over to you. Number 2 for you. Or
Number
this is
two.
Number. Yeah, you're second. Yeah.
number 2. This is a little gay, but it's only gay, and within that, it's gay for everybody. Because it was the best of both worlds, and that's Hannah Montana.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hannah Montana, like, it was cool. Hannah Montana was just a great show, and for my, like, I was literally in that age gap of, like, the exact target market and target audience for it, and within that, it gave us Miley Cyrus, which is even crazier. So
That is insane.
Hannah Montana, bro. Hannah
Yeah.
Montana. And Emily Osmond, I'm gonna shout you out. You are a lovely lady, very fine, very well composed, very well put together. Mitchell Musso, not so much. But yeah, Hannah Montana, dude. I just that also pops in my head as a childhood show. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot that one. I wasn't as much of a Disney guy. I was more Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll go to my next one. My next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's probably the only one on my list that's not a cartoon, and I'm going way back on the clock on this one. Like, this is like childhood. Blue's Clues, original Blue's Clues with Steve.
yeah.
Fucking Blue's Clues. Steve's the goat. Steve's still cool as fuck today. Steve's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't even think I have to further elaborate on that. That's just
Not
I had all
at
the
all.
I had all the notebooks and shit. It was so cool, dude. I had so many fucking Blue's Clues toys when I was a little kid.
Dude.
But yeah, it was an all-timer show. It stuck with me. I don't think I watched that shit after like 6 years old, and I still have plenty of Blue's Clues memories in my brain.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it was a all-time childhood show. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great one. You know what? I was gonna say I didn't think I'd have an animated show in my head again, but that throws it back because a core memory and a core show for me, for multiple years, for many reasons, is Bob the Builder.
Yeah, dude. Bob the Builder's
Bob the
awesome.
Builder for me and for my brother, and just that extended period of time, and just overall seeing it now, I don't like this new variation of it whatsoever. But like Bob the Builder, just a great show, great show. Helped many kids and was just entertainment for many kids. So,
It's a good show.
yeah,
Is that 3 for each of us now?
that's 3, I believe. Yes, sir.
All right, number 4. I want to go with I'm gonna go with another non-animated show. I'm gonna go. And I definitely didn't think I'd have one. I definitely didn't think I would have 2. But Drake and Josh was a fucking.
Drake
was
and
a-
Josh
that was a
probably would have
classic.
been on mine. Yeah.
That was a classic, dude. That's a big Nickelodeon guy. That's all. That's all I watched.
Yeah, everything from just the life they lived of Drake being an absolute woman magnet to Josh working at a movie theater, which is cool, and being intelligent. And first of all, who as a teenager, or who as a kid, as a male, did not want to have their room? Their
Yeah,
room,
dude.
bro.
That's
That shit was just a.
like as a kid, they made everything in that show look cool.
And for me, who shared a room with my brother for 12 plus years of my
Yeah.
life, like that would have been the ultimate setup for me and Ryan. So yeah, their room by far.
It's so funny whenever you if you watch that show as you're older and you're like, all the money that these parents seem to make, and they can't have separate rooms.
That's true.
Like they only got 3 bedrooms in this motherfucker, you know.
That was one giant room, though. They could.
It was a big-ass room.
Space it off, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
that was a
funny.
good show. That was my 4th.
That's a great show, man. Well, you know what? Going into that, one that kind of ricochets off that for me, the only other one, kind of in terms of seeing adults that grew up that sticks out to me is Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah,
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was absolutely great. Everything from Ashley Tisdale and Brenda Song to obviously the twins themselves. That show was that was awesome. And what's ironic is I didn't list the Sweet Life on Deck, even though that is technically more successful.
is it really?
Yeah, it went on for longer and it had more episodes, I think.
Huh.
Could be wrong on that, but in my head it's more successful. And that was another great, I like Sweet Life on Deck. It's just Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was so revolutionary, and to see people living it like that. That was as kids seeing a life that you would never understand.
Yeah.
Like, in understanding that, like, oh man, is this what it's like in a hotel, and wondering all these things, and especially just from where I'm at, like, it was just so captivating. It was
a different show, that's for sure. It was good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a ton of it, but what I did watch, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I watched the fuck out of it. I think I could probably recite every episode. If somebody threw an episode on, I could probably start reciting it. It's crazy.
All right, say my fifth one. It was my last pick, so I had to be real careful. But I got to go with Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't know how I didn't say it already, but that's I would still watch every episode of that shit today. I love that show.
It would resonate more with me today than what it would whenever I did watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the last one for me. And then you'll get the next two, because you'll get the last one on this one, and you got the first one on the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Pimp My Ride. You know what? That's not at all child related. Pimp My Ride. Because of the years that it was played, because MTV did not require a passcode at that time. Pimp My Ride was fucking sick, and for a small kid that knew everything about cars to begin with, and especially with makes and models and types of cars, and knew what he liked and didn't like to see all those things as a kid put into a car and the things they did, I was like, man, I'm from shitty old, where I'm from. I could probably buy a crappy car. That'd be cool if I was in Los Angeles and do that, And now I understand, like, just how dumb all of those things were, and how non-practical everything was, and how fake it really was, after listening to who was the host? Exhibit? Listening to Exhibit talk about it. It was, but yeah, that show was just fucking cool. So I'm putting that in my childhood shows. Ironic.
That is I mean, that's fair though. I watched it a little bit as a kid too. I'm surprised I didn't watch it more, because I had an older brother.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, like
Courtney was only 2 years
it.
older than me, and she definitely wasn't watching car shows on MTV. So I just like that. That's so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird that I didn't watch that, because Josh definitely watched that. He watched the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got the first one on the list. So
all right,
13 and up. What are your shows?
Well, leading into the teen years, I'm gonna start with number one as Blue Mountain State.
Damn, that's a good one. They put that back on Netflix.
They put that back on Netflix, and according to Alan Richardson, who played Thad, whose name is actually Kevin, said that they're renewing it, which I've known for a while. But him saying it last week said that because it's a whole new series. I think their coaches, like, I think it's beyond what the movie is. Yeah, I'm super excited.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be sick. Like same cast.
Yes, a lot of the same cast.
Nice.
Which Alan is the most successful out of everybody. So if he's willing to do it, it makes sense. But Blue Mountain State, it as a teen gave me an idea as what college was. Through some of my store experience as a high school sales clerk, I was able to experience a little bit of that through Morgantown. Yes, as a shopkeep. Sorry, I wasn't a sales clerk. I didn't make it that high, unfortunately. I was the owner, but never. I was kidding.
Owner operator.
But it gave me a sense of, like, man, this is what college is going to be like. This is what college is about. Like, which obviously, experiencing college, my first year, I Blue Mountain Stated that motherfucker up. I was 100% a goat. But then I lost all my shit and I realized, I need to be an adult. So Blue Mountain State was not a good influence, but absolutely was a good influence. It was my number one, bro. That's
awesome. That's a good pick. I gotta go with I can't pass this one up. I can put this in any age group. I'm not even lying to you. Mm-hmm. I could put it in childhood. I could put it in teenage years or adulthood. It's still in the list all the time. I didn't want to waste it on the first list if I was going to put it in this one. South Park. South Park has been around as long as we have been alive.
Yep.
And it's fucking real good. I think it's been around longer than we've been alive.
I could believe it. It came out the year we were born is the point that he's making. It just might have released months before we were born.
I think episode 1 was a month before I was born, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's, it just stands the test of time. I don't
100%.
I don't have enough time to explain why because there's so much of it. So it's...
Yep. Well, I've got 3 Funkos of Cartman alone that are all special edition. From him in Wizard Staff to him being a policeman to him in whatever. I forget what the name of his What's his superhero costume?
Oh, the coon. He's a raccoon. He's got the claws and the fucking... That's his name, dude. I'm not... That's why I very quickly said what he was. Yeah, but that's what he was. And
I'm throwing a picture up here for content.
You have to. His group was Coon and Friends. His Avengers was Coon and Friends.
Yeah.
They made a whole video game about it. I love it.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't remember. I slightly remembered. That's hilarious.
That is, that's what it is for sure. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh, bro. I have Funkos of him. I don't think it's the Coon and Friends, though, because I would remember if I had that Funko Pop. But either way, that's hilarious. That's a good one. You know what? I'm going to lead into mine. Mine is American Dad. I could say Family Guy because it's relative, but American Dad because especially for where we grew up and at that time having the political sight that I had and the influences that I had, like obviously you lean to a conservative cartoon compared to, one that's not. But this was what you thought was a conservative cartoon that was in no ways, aside from they shot guns every episode. So that American Dad, Roger, Ricky Spanish.
Roger is the best character of all time. He's here every week. He's watching me at all times. Watching me live and play video games.
American Dad, then that's my number 2.
That is awesome. I think it's really funny that you said American Dad and it took us that long. I'm sitting here looking at it in my thing. That's awesome. I think American Dad is better than Family Guy. I still like Family Guy. It's not going to be on my list, I don't think, unless I can't think of one. But,
Family Guy's awesome. Family Guy's great. It's an honorable mention, 100%.
Yeah, my next one...
Because I still watch it. I'm watching it right now whenever I have nothing else to watch. So
is this number 2 for me?
Yes.
My next one, I gotta get it just in case before you do. And it's not even... I don't even know if it's really my favorite, but it holds a special place in my heart, and I'll tell you why in a second. But the Arrow. And,
you know what? I wouldn't have taken that, but I am not surprised by that.
Because that's my fucking cat's name. That's where Ollie got his name from, dude. He's named after the fucking character, because that's when I was watching. I was technically a teenager still, barely. But yeah, I mean, I had watched it before I got him. But that's the old Ollie. Yeah, he got his name from the era. So I got to put that on the list. I can't pass that up. The show's good too. The show actually it dies fucking hard towards the end. Once they start bringing in all the other different things, everything just gets confusing.
Yeah, they mix too many shows into one, too many storylines.
Seasons 1 through 3 were fucking sick. It was a great show. Seasons 1 through 3. Everything else sucked. Season 4.
Yeah,
okay. The rest
they brought did a very good job at bringing the Green Arrow out of the Aquaman stage of
superheroes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a very good one. My number 3, which I'm gonna say Trailer Park Boys. I hate to.
Oh no, that's fine. I didn't want to take it because you've mentioned it previously. But
Trailer Park Boys, just because from all of our friend groups, the extended I don't think the hours could be added up on the amount of time that we spent talking, laughing, making Rickyisms ourselves
Yeah.
or like actually physically watching the shows together. And so not just for the stupidity and showing the funness that you can have within television, but for all the memories that I have with all my best friends from high school and all my friends from high school, like, it's a core show that I'll never be able to let go of.
Yeah,
Like,
it's an awesome show. It's the shit.
just got too many memories with it. And I can't watch it now every day, or actually very randomly can I, because I know it too well. Like, I've got it memorized too well.
I can tell you what happens in every episode.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I'll tell you what, if you throw me, you, and Nathan, or me, you, and Kevin, or just me and anybody from high school that I may have watched that show with, I'm going to enjoy watching it, and I'm gonna take in the moment, you know.
100%. That's an all-timer. I'm glad you picked that one up. Let's see. Number 3, huh? I gotta go with just because I'm watching it again now, and I still like it. This show's not from when we were teenagers, but it's when I first started watching it. How I Met Your Mother. I love that. I love that show.
That is my number. That's my one that I was saving for my last.
Oh,
that's
really?
my number. Yeah, but that's okay because I can still talk about why.
I love it, dude. I love that fucking show. I watch it right now. I don't like how it ended. I like the show. Yeah, I watch it again whenever I'm spare time. He had an attack from the store.
That show takes my breath away whenever I think about it.
The store
Dude,
came out of nowhere.
I'm telling you what. That show, 100%, that would be my number 5, but my number 1 most impactful for a million reasons. I've watched that show with everybody in terms of, like, friend-wise that I could ever love. Me and Faith have watched that show and grown to love that show together. I started watching that show with Andy, which is the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
He introduced it to me, so it's a childhood memory from that. And then along with that, if anybody's ever watched the show, they've watched Have You Met Ted? I was 15 years old when Andy started playing Have You Met Justin? In pizzerias. Pizzerias, sorry. In the pizzerias.
In the pizzerias. In the stores.
So, it's like, I have so many memories. Dude, I'm literally flooded with emotions right now because I forgot how much of an impact that show has had on me. 100%. That's a great show. That's a great show.
Yeah, what are we on now? Round 4?
Okay.
This is you.
Well, if I'm going to say another one.
Damn good show.
The Office. Pretty easy. The Office. Yeah. That show, simply for comedic reasons, will never go away. And I'm talking about the American version. No shade to the British version. I've watched it, but if you're not British, you don't get British references.
You don't get it. Yeah.
You don't get the comedy. So, like for me personally,
I'm sure it is funny if I understood it, but I don't understand it.
It had to be if we made one. If we made a version of it, they had to be like,
yeah,
there's potential.
Right.
So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going. Yeah. So I'll go with The Office by far. We could talk a million reasons, but just look at the careers that launched.
Right.
That show launched. So yeah, The Office was just fantastic.
It was a damn good one. See, I don't even think I could put that on my list because I'm not sure if I started watching it as a teenager. I don't think I watched it until I was like 20 something. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know how or why, but yeah, I think I just.
I started watching it late teens. And it was over by the time I started watching it.
Yeah, it was way over by the time I started watching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 4 for me, huh? This is gonna be tough because I keep forgetting where I started. Oh no, this isn't tough at all. I thought about this one earlier, and I meant to sprinkle it in there. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It was on Adult Swim.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It's not even like anywhere near the best show ever, but I just watched it all the time when I was a teenager. You know, after a good trip to the store, I'd come home and it was just a good, relaxing activity.
Good show to watch. Yeah. Man, that's so freaking hard for me to...
After you go and get groceries and whatnot.
Man, yeah.
Eat a big fat sandwich. It's a good
good way to sit down and just enjoy the food that you were gifted.
That's right.
Yes.
That's number 4.
That's number 4. That's hilarious. Well, my number 5, it's not in my... You know what's funny? I would have said How I Met Your Mother, so I'm going to replace that, number 1, with another one that was very impactful, or at least memorable through teen years. I don't want to put a cartoon, so let me think of something else. Do you have a number 5? I'm so sorry we're going to switch up, but do you have a number 5 in mind? If not, then I will, I'll probably be able to think. Oh, okay. Now, I'll tell you what, I got you. My number 5 is 2.5 Men.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that one.
2.5 Men. Similar, Andy helped introduce me to it. He didn't introduce me to it, but I was living with him whenever I found it.
Right.
And then from there on, you can't argue with it.
No way. It's awesome. Especially the early seasons with Charlie Sheen. Even whenever he left, I don't think it got bad. It just got not as I don't even want to say it got not as good. It just wasn't the same show.
Yeah.
It literally wasn't the same show. That was a show that had to be those guys. And if it wasn't, then it's a different show, regardless of what you call it. So.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher did not do bad in any way, shape, or form.
No way.
It's just you started in the wrong, the wrong order. It needed to be him first, so that Charlie could come in and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're telling me this is what a man could look like?" Like, it just wasn't funny whenever he was clean cut, rich, to his extent, being a billionaire basically, and it was just a little drier. But yeah, 2.5 Men still is that holds to this day. If I'm ever, I guess I'm not in hotels anymore. Whenever I was surveying, I was in hotels every week or every other week, and it's always on TV, and I never got disappointed whenever I watched it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That actually gave me the idea for my last one. I never finished watching this show because, to be honest with you, the further it went on, the more I disliked it. But seasons 1 and 2 for sure. The Ranch. The Ranch was it started off really good, and I don't even think it got bad. Here's the problem I got with it. I watched that show to laugh really fucking hard and to do nothing else. It started getting a little bit too emotional, a little too frequently, the further that it went on. And that's
became a drama.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine, I'm sure that's what people like. It's just not what I watched the show for. So I was like, I don't want to keep watching it. It's making me sad, dude. I wanted
It wasn't the purpose of the show.
Yeah. I wanted to turn this show on and chuckle, and then just all this bad shit starts happening. Fucking, you know what I mean?
The fact that you say specifically the first and second seasons show what the show was and show what succeeded with them, but it also showed where the downfall started. And I wouldn't even count season 3 out of it because I like the story of Abby and him and all that development. But it's more the fact of, well, like you said, it just became a lot more than just comedy. So
the first one, it was like, oh shit, it's the guys from that '70s show. That's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was funny. It was
hilarious.
It was a good, dynamic day. It was a fucking hilarious show. And then
everybody fit their characters so well in terms of the countryness, being from Texas, the just the mentality that each character had.
And then it started to change, and then it had to change because they lost a crucial member of the cast.
Still lost. He's not lost, actually. They know exactly where he's at.
Yeah,
they found him, guys. They found him. Don't worry.
He is very. Yeah, they know his location for sure. He's just unable to participate.
I guess you could say I don't mean this literally, but he's kind of incarcerated in a way. He's just kind of he's behind some bars.
I guess you could say that.
But that's a great show. I can't put that. That's similar. I can't put that in my teen years because I didn't have Netflix until I moved to your house. Where I could get like I could freely use the internet to that extent more than gaming, and so I never got to watch that. Started watching that till college, but yeah, that is a great show, and I wouldn't have thought about that. That's awesome.
That's a good one.
That's awesome. Well, that's a great list, man.
Yeah,
That's a really good list.
we nailed that. Fucking 2 of them. I think that took up about as much time as I think we wanted it to. I believe.
Yeah, that's a good little coverage.
It was.
Yeah. Good extent. I hope everybody liked those lists. In the comments, send and comment some of your favorites, because I'm sure we liked them, and maybe we'll talk about them because it'll
No,
send
holy
us some
shit, and
flashbacks.
some ideas for future lists too.
Future list, yeah. Anything you guys want to hear, we'll tell you what we like, what we didn't like.
I'm not gonna be able to think of all. I'm gonna forget to think of them actually.
Yeah, we're just kind of rambling off one at a time whenever we do.
It's real easy because we haven't done a lot of topics yet, and then when we start to do more and more, it's gonna become a little bit of a motherfucker.
Yeah, it'll be a huge pain in the butt, and we don't want that. So, yes. But yeah. Oh well, that was a good list. Well, is there? Well, what else you got? You want to talk about?
Dude, I'm good. If you got any last minute thoughts or.
Yeah, I've got some little things I could talk about. It's coming up to golfing season. Everybody get out.
Yeah, you know what? Get out and do it anyway.
Get out and do it, but just get out and see the sun. But Members Mark, which is Walmart, which is Sam's Club, released a golf ball, bro, and they just did last year. They kind of hinted at it. Last year they released gloves, kind of silently. But now they release golf balls, and you can get 24 of them for like $28 or some shit, which is a really good price. And you're like, oh, well, they're cheap. I look it up for everybody. They're made by the same company that makes PXG balls, or makes PXG in general. I don't think PXG has balls. I think they just do clubs. But the point is, the specs and everything, look up the dimple coverage. It's somewhere around 238, but it's pretty up to par, and so there's a chance that these really cheap golf balls could be decent for us amateur players who aren't able to shoot par. So
I will order some of these next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna also get some and just test them out, because I don't think they'll play bad, because I can't play good.
Yeah, I think if I play poorly with these balls, I don't think they're going to be the problem here.
Yeah, I promise they're not. Another thing, another murder thing that I find stupid, I'm just going to throw it in here. If anybody follows any, if you follow any pages, because my wife's the one that brought it up to me, Jack the Ripper, the late 1800s serial killer in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, they ID'd him,
was identified. Why the fuck are you spending Britain tax dollars on identifying a guy from 140 years ago who most certainly has no relatives alive that you could at all attribute to any horrible crimes that he's done? I find that stupid. I find that a waste of time. I find that it's just dumb. Why are you not solving real crimes?
That one is nuts. I saw that and I was like, why are you even looking into that? Like, there's not even a family to give closure to. Everybody, like, that's a long time ago.
I'm glad I'm not the only person. I thought I was the only person that was like, why are you doing this? Instead of they're like, did you see they caught old Jack? Old Jack's been caught.
Well, when I did see it, I was like, damn, it's crazy what they can do with, like modern technology. And then I'm thinking, like, what? I think they could have maybe found a better use for it. like, no offense, man.
Yes, 100%.
Bro. No offense to anybody that died 100+ fucking years ago because of this guy, but
your crime, your death being solved is not helping anybody in this century.
Yeah, they just found out who he was just for the sake of, like, what put in a history book, I guess. I don't know.
Probably, actually. I would say that really is it. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm kind of on my last-minute rant, so I might as well go before I tie this shoelace and, head to the bathroom.
Milk some goats.
Yeah. Netflix is about to increase their prices. For anybody that doesn't know, I have the average price, which is like the $15 or $16 or whatever. They're about to increase it by $1.50.
What do they do with the cheap ass one? I got the cheap ass one.
the $7, $8 one. I don't
Yeah.
know if there's an increase to that, but there's probably around. So there's 300 million subscribers to accounts, paid accounts to Netflix. I'm going to guess that 40% of those are you guys. So I'm guessing 60% are the rest of people that pay for non-ad stuff and for low ad stuff. And so I'm going by calculations. At $1.50 average between those 60% with 300 million subscribers, you're looking at $180 million a month increase that they're making. What the fuck are you doing production wise to increase and see that you think it's worth like increasing your profits by $180 million, and or maybe not profits, but your operating costs and just your overall intake to $180 million. Because as somebody that does look at a dollar as being valuable, because I'm not just looking at it as my dollar, I'm looking at the overall dollar, and if there's $300 million being spent, again, I'm saying 60% of that, so 300 million divided by 50 times plus 10% of that should be 180. $180 million is an awful lot of money to just intake monthly. So you multiply that by 12, and what do you got? You got over $2 billion, or close to $2 billion a year extra.
And they can't make season 3 of fucking Mindhunter.
Everybody invest in Netflix is what I'm saying. It's just crazy. Stupid. My final thing that I guess I'll rant about, it's a couple weeks old, but I've been waiting for updates on it, but as I thought there would be no updates. I'll throw a picture up because I'm sure I have a picture somewhere in my photos, but there was a senator that introduced a bill for, as Trump wanted to do before, to buy Greenland. Are you all retarded? Do you realize that you can introduce whatever bill you want? If a country that has no affiliation with you does not agree to it, that bill plays absolutely no part in anything at all happening. And as they have stated, and as the entire world has stated, whenever Trump said, this is the Gulf of America, yeah, it's the Gulf of America to America and to Google, and then to the rest of the world, it's still Gulf of Mexico. You can do what you want to change stuff to American political maps, but you cannot literally influence people and bully people into just selling you their countries. So I find that kind of ridiculous.
How about we buy Greenland?
Yeah, you know what? Let's go into it. Hey, everybody,
Yeah.
me and Wyatt are going to put a GoFundMe, and we're going to change Greenland to the Backwoodlands for Backroad Banter Podcast, and it's going to be the backwoods for where we banter at.
Yeah, we're just gonna move there. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I would actually love to live in Greenland. Greenland's really cool.
We'll have to buy it first. I don't think we have to, but I just think that's what we got to do now. We already established.
Yeah,
that
if
place.
we did, it would be really cool. You know what? I would have ran about them one more time because I had mentioned earlier. PlayStation, what are you doing? Or not PlayStation, 2K. What are you doing by not releasing games on current consoles? That is stupid. It's disrespectful to me personally because like I don't have a PlayStation 5. But even more than that, it's just stupid, and there's a lot of people that don't have a PlayStation 5, so screw you.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do it, and if they are gonna do it the way they're doing it, then they got to do it across the board so they can make the other games better. I don't know why they don't do it for a golf game. I don't know why.
You brought up a good point that they haven't actually increased. I didn't even think about that. I just thought like, why are you cutting it off? You have an improved gameplay.
Yeah, that's the whole point of cutting a thing off of old gen is because you upgrade it to the point where the old generation consoles can't run it. Like it will fuck it up because it's just not built for it. That's what the whole concept of the new consoles is. That's why they're supposed to look better and run better, is because they are more advanced than the old ones. So if you have a game that can come out on both of them, you're fine. But if you have a game that, like, there are some games that you can only get on the new ones, and it's because they would fucking murder one of the old ones. They would turn a PlayStation 4 into a jet engine and it would explode.
if it tried to run some new games. But if they're not gonna upgrade it, then like if it's the same shit, then put it on both of them. Like I agree with you because they do have some games that they come out with that I play that they could make a lot better, but they are so desperately holding on to the old gen that they won't improve it. Oh, I don't get why they can't do it to a golf game.
Yep. Well, you heard it here, folks. That right there was it. Thanks for watching episode 9. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, all that. Let us know what you think. And remember, we can't help you be legendary. We can't help you with job applications, but we can help you waste a few hours. This was the Backroad Banter Podcast, and thanks for watching.
Adios.